Rutgers. Ryan Spillane picks up the ground ball. Ross Scott on offense, and away we go. Mark Ditch and Mitchell Pelkey here in College Park. And Mitchell, that's the matchup that you alluded to. Ross' first midfield unit. Cordilla, number 88. Shane Knobloch, 27. Jack Amo, number 33. Rutgers and
Scarlet action, I like that.
Maryland wearing the white jerseys, red helmets, red shorts. And really a perfect night here in College Park. Temperatures are comfortable, good crowd on hand. There's a save by McNaney.
Didn't even get a shot. That's unlike Maryland's offense. Maryland's offense is what some call boring, but guess what? Boring works, right? And that's what we'll see all day today. But obviously it didn't work there in Rutgers ball.
McNaney flushing out Logan Peters. Peters scored a big goal last week against Michigan. Scott with a short stick matchup. He's matched up on Eric Kohler. Rutgers will take this one all day. Expect some quick support. There's the fast slide. Double happens. Get it back. Scarlet Knights tenacious. Jack Amo lost the handle on that one. Richmond getting some playing time here. Shot. Looks like either in that game. Ross Scott used the pick shot. McNaney snags it clean. To crack the code that is number 30 in white, Logan McNaney. And the grind of a season.
It's very important. You'll see a lot of guys start to fluff through each lineup. You're obviously getting deep in the season, guys getting injured, Big Ten play.
Are hustling over to the sideline. Ross Scott looking, feed, knocked down. This is dangerous from the Maryland Terrapins.
I think that's what makes a guy like Shane Knobloch so key at the next level. A guy that's going to be a high draft pick in the Premier Lacrosse League. A guy that can play offense and defense, is not afraid to get in the hole.
In my estimation, Knobloch is the best midfielder in the country at this stage. You have Grant Bundy Jr. from Georgetown. .15 seconds to shoot. Ross Scott trying to turn the corner. Good defense by Zappitello. Gets his hands free. Ball whistles wide. 9 seconds to shoot. Transition, nice no-look opportunity. Mason Edwards. Penn State score. Nittany Lions got off the slide there with a 14-8 victory. TJ Malone, 7 points. Matt Costin was terrific. Rutgers looking to get back to work on offense. 1980 is tonight. You can see the attention that Knobloch draws going back to work. So a great timeout from Brian Brecht. You love it when you call the timeout and then what you draw.
Obviously the national championship, he's respected the pull, as they say.
2 ties and 3 lead changes over the last 8 minutes here in this one. Good back first quarter. They were content to dodge with Ross Scott behind. Now in the second quarter, more of a midfield dodge, but Logan Peters had a step on his man and just misses the cage, and Maryland doesn't like that call. Logan McNaney hustling to the end line, but it's closest when and where it goes out. There's 2 critical components to that equation.
Yards, a little split by Shane, rollback, and his fellow offensive midfielder is there waiting.
Logan Peters been sidelined for a couple of weeks now. Graduate student out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, coming into today's game with good recovery by Maryland. Ross Scott shimming his way to behind the cage. McNaney doesn't want him hanging out behind his crease too long, flushes him out. John Sidorsky getting a run. Lehigh in
the past couple weeks, not doing too much today.
Well, for Maryland and John Tillman saying, we're still trying to find the guy. Ross Scott. Richmond, good quickness. He was ready for it, but no harm, no foul. Ross Scott.
NASCAR, I like that.
You never heard the Rutgers NASCAR? Yeah, that was what they called themselves for years. Brennan Kamish leading the way. Feet under the crease, mishandled. That was a golden opportunity.
How beneficial do you think that redshirt year was for Stoller?
Big time. You don't use the eligibility. You're on scout team. You're still taking shots. You can practice. That will be an over and back.
But that play was made by Udovic. Udovic, you know, fist and feet there.
Ohio State, we're talking to Nick Myers. He certainly feels that Big Tasty has been a natural attackman, but the Nittany Lions stacked with attackmen in 2024, so playing some midfield. It'd be since 3:14 left in the second quarter. Maryland has scored 3 unanswered, like I said, our biggest lead of the game.
If I'm Rutgers here, we have to get something going.
Got to force the issue, but don't want to be reckless. And there's the way to get the party started. Ross Scott tattoos the upper 90.
You will be seeing this clip on a YouTube highlight tape in years to come. Ross Scott, just a kid from Oregon, making it happen. Sizes up Ajax Zappitello and then slings it from the hip. Paints the top right. Here we go, a little replay here. Sizing up Ajax, as I mentioned, and then just turning on those jets, bringing it from the hip and tattoos it, as Mark would say. Look at,
love the step away. That step away. You know, what you can't let Zappitello get into your body.
He's winning that game.
Scott did a great job of stepping away. Number 26 in the Inside Lacrosse top 50 players coming into the 2024 season. 3 goals against Michigan last week. Really set the tone for the Scarlet Knight offense.
Definitely more of a sloppier game than expected from both teams.
Scott, same move, just goes wide. Drops it off. Scott looked like he was going to pull the trigger. Thinks better of it. Logan Peters drops it. What do you think? But the rebound gobbled up by Ross Scott. Scott again getting flushed out from number 30 in white. Good job.
Richmond, as you mentioned, a guy that hasn't seen much time, but as we mentioned as well, later in Big Ten play, guys are getting injured. You might have to mix up the line.
Scott. Here comes Rutgers. They're under the Maryland defense. They have numbers if they want to push. Richmond. Feed shot. Hit over. That was number 24 in red. That is 27 in red. He just disrupted the scooping motion of the Maryland pole. And got to go if you're Rutgers. Ross Scott. Good defensive discipline by.
You got Rutgers with the.
So far here tonight. Scott runs out of angle. McNaney did a nice job matching stick on stick.